Hi, everybody. All right, before we get into the plane stuff, let's address something that I never talk about, and that is you guys sending me stuff. I usually I don't promote it, because I don't want to promote that kind of thing. It's like, hey, send me things. I ain't about that. But the good people at Booth Bay Craft Brewery in Maine sent me a selection of their beers after the last beer rant, and I just had to say something because I've already had a couple so far, and my God, they are fantastic. The Ken Brown is an excellent example of a good brown ale. You know, if you're a Newcastle kind of person, if you like good English beer, which is slightly less carbonated and can be enjoyed closer to room temperature than say Absolute Zero, that's the one you want. Also, their lactose fermented stout is spectacular. The reason I bring it up is, people do send me stuff. All right, there's a running joke between me and a couple of you guys about MREs. All right, look, here's a picture of all my MREs. All right, you, that's all from you guys. I just store them up. That's not true. I mean, I do eat them. I do get hungry at the hangar, and I do eat them. Those are the ones I haven't eaten. I think I got like 8. So yeah, I mean, I do appreciate the thoughtful gifts that people send. I don't always mention them because I'm not in this for free stuff. But Booth Bay guys, keep doing what you're doing, and I will give reviews. I will even try the IPAs. I'm not the IPA guy, but I will give them all a shot because good beer is an art. All right, so important stuff now. So let's get on to the plane. As I described last time, so we're making the carbon fiber glare shield cover, and to get this thing to fit, I've got the canopy in place. As I said, the back edge of this glare shield cover is a known, right? It's a constant, so it's just about trimming up the front to make it fit very nicely with the canopy that I have. Now, it's the canopy that I have, right? Like I said, everyone's is going to vary just slightly. Not a lot. Like, no one's canopy is going to be like an inch forward or something like that. There's very specific line across the top of the canopy frame that there's a stencil for that says this is where your canopy goes. But it could vary, I'll say a quarter of an inch. Probably not even that much, but who knows. So I'm just taking it out, trimming it, putting it back. Taking it out, trimming it, putting it back. That's it. And that's all you see me. So the reason I leave the screen is because I have my Dremel tool that I'm using to trim on the other side of the shop. Don't ask me why. It was easier than for me to move it back and forth. But once we get it all done, then it's nice and happy and it fits real good. Now you definitely don't want it like pushing up against the canopy. You don't want it pushing the canopy at all because the front of that canopy is going to be fiberglass down. It's going to have some clips to help hold it in place that are going to be pop riveted in. And the last thing you really want to do is push against the canopy enough that it would actually start to crack any of that. And once I've got this thing cut to a perfect size, the future plan is to add like a 1/8 inch bead of like pipe insulation cover, kind of like a tiny little insulation cover that you'd use for AC lines. That way it will sit very nicely and soft against the canopy. All right, so here I am, very crappily cutting the holes for the defrost fans. I've since refined that I don't use a Dremel tool. I actually have the proper sized drill bit for it. So it's about 60 millimeters because it's a 60 millimeter box fan, and 60 mils seems to be just right. And you'll see me doing that later. All right, so we're done with that phase. So that's phase 1 of the video. Phase 2, we're coming back towards the armrest. Like I said before, for some reason, just this plywood and the foam board was just a little bit not perfectly flat. So I've had to add some extra. Basically, I've just used epoxy resin there to resin everything together, and you can see the weights I put on to make that happen. All right, now that that's done, now I'm flipping over to back into the fuselage. We haven't been here in a while. All right, so what I'm doing here is replacing the transponder antenna. So the one I had purchased, it's a very nice one, but unfortunately it's one band, and I need a dual band transponder antenna. So it is just a measure of getting down there, taking the screws off, or I should say the nuts off, and then putting the new one back in. It's the exact same shape. It's just, it's a shark fin blade style antenna. And once that's in, we will have our ADS-B and everything working happily. In and out. Be sweet. Alright, so I think that's it in this video. In the next one, we're going to continue back work. Oh, I'm sorry. Nope. Just one more thing to do. So here I am drilling out the location in the panel where my electric key switch is going for the power. Isn't that sweet? Alright, next video, back to armrest and glare shields, so see you soon.